Installing handrails bought off Amazon. The first thing I'm going to do is loosely put all these things together. Since basically these have no instructions, just looking at it, what I think I've found is there are two different shapes. This has a more angled shape to it than this one, and the steeper angle goes on the front rail and the shallower angle goes on the back side of the rail. So this would be the top and this would be the bottom. And that angle enables this to pivot steeper if it has to. Now this center rail looks like it's symmetrical. So there's a gap there and there's a gap right there. Now what I'm gonna do is bolt this up loosely so that I can still rack it, and then I'm gonna put it in place over there and mark for the holes. See the female piece down in there. Then I'll just take the male bolt and line it up and screw it. And I'm leaving these nice and loose so that they can swivel without damaging the paint. You can see that rack. Turn the drill to hammer. Now I don't want to drill forever and ever with this drill bit, so I would put a piece of tape or something around this, the depth of the fastener I'm about to use, but I don't have any tape with me. But I did find a Band-Aid. Obviously, I'm going into the webbing or the hollow part of the brick here. Hopefully that won't cause too much trouble. Now, if I had a way to blow compressed air down in these holes, I would do that now, but I don't, so I'm gonna just have to kind of brush this out of the way and maybe go back through them with the drill to make sure there's no debris down in there that's gonna stop the anchors from sliding in. All right, let's set the rail back up. I'm just going to take my anchors and drive them down into each hole. These washers are so wide and these holes are so close to this. In fact, the holes perfectly hug the edge of that tubing that the washers are taking the paint off the side. Now I'm going to take the little spanner and tighten these. I wonder if I can hand tighten them at first. I'm having to pull up on the bolts a little bit to get the wedge at the bottom to bite. Now I'm not going to crank down on these until all four of them have a slight bit of tension on them. I'm trying to get them nice and snug, but not so snug that they break the brick apart.
It sound right, boys.
Busted up my knuckles pretty good trying to tighten with this cheap wrench here. It's just not fine enough. Now the reviews say you cannot use a socket on this, and I believe it without even testing it, but I'm going to test it just in case. No, you definitely cannot fit a socket around there. So here is my box end wrench, and you cannot fit the box end either, but I'm going to try using this wrench, the open end, and tighten the rest of these. All right, that's about as tight as I want to get those. Now let's tighten the bolts on the rails. Super sturdy, but there's a lot of play.
It sound right, boys.
Looks like that's as sturdy as that's gonna get. Now this is the bottom piece. I guess it's called like an escutcheon or a cover or something. And it looks like they just snap together. Almost looks like it was spray painted on. There it is. It was spray painted on. Look at that. Anyways, we'll see if we can snap that over those. now the other side. Look at this bad boy right here. Big old centipede. Oh well. This Makita drill is getting very hot and I can smell the oil cooking in it. At least I think that's what I'm smelling. So I'm gonna switch over to this cheap skill hammer drill to try to finish these holes. I wish I brought a broom to sweep up. Oh wait, there's a hose right there. Alright, well there you have it. Got the rails in. They seem relatively sturdy. Not super sturdy, but relatively sturdy. I mean, for a pre-packaged Amazon deal where it's completely adjustable, that's probably about the best you're gonna do. I don't know, maybe there's something else out there, maybe there's a better deal. Put that in the comments if you know of one.